Good evening, everyone. This is Atmospheric Alex here, and welcome to a U.S. weather forecast and discussion. We are finally all done with Hurricane Melissa. I do not want to go back and think about that ever again, but for you all down there in Jamaica, it has been a rough week for you all, and I just really hope at this point that you're able to recover nicely. It looks like there's a lot of aid already on the way, and it looks like recovery efforts have begun quite rapidly. Let's hope that continues. So we are now going to go ahead and take a look at our European model in terms of our temperatures here over the next week and a half or so, as we are expecting a lot of colder air to be coming down from our Arctic regions into the U.S. Definitely going to be quite an earlier start to winter, right? Or at least a taste of winter is a better way to phrase this. As we go on through into tomorrow, you can see our high temperatures across some of our areas here in and around the south area here, around into your 70s and your 80s, your desert southwest. We're even getting up into the 90s in some localized spots. And then really everywhere else across your Pacific Northwest, some colder air, but then it does look like it'll be just a little bit cool, but very nice temperatures still across your Ohio Valley, your Midwest, portions of your northern plains. We are talking about temperatures in the 50s to the 60s, so very nice for tomorrow afternoon, then into some 40s in the Northeast, but it could be a lot worse, right? As we go on through into really tomorrow morning, or not tomorrow morning, Tuesday morning. It's been a while since I've done a forecast like this. We're going to be talking about temperatures hovering right above freezing across the Ohio Valley. We could see, and we already are seeing, frost advisories. We even saw a few freeze warnings, I do believe. And then up here, going into your Pacific Northwest, again, yeah, your temperatures are going to be pretty cold. So yeah, we're starting to get into that time of year already. Going on through into Tuesday, we see a bit of a warm-up. Wednesday does look to follow the same trend. We are talking about in your southern Ohio Valley and your Mississippi Valley regions here, upwards of 70-degree high temperatures. So that's going to feel really nice, isn't it? And I know you all are looking forward to winter, but you should really take in these last few weeks of warmth here, because it's not going to last for too much longer as winter is on the doorstep. As we continue on through, you can see your warmer temperatures, but then as we continue going here, you can see a big old Arctic outbreak here coming down from Canada, bringing temperatures way down into the 30s and the 20s. We could even see a few teens up here into portions of North Dakota and Minnesota. You could see it progressing on through, and yeah, my goodness, going into next Monday morning, this is not a forecast, but we could be seeing temperatures across the Midwest, Northern Plains, Ohio Valley here in and around the 20s. It is going to be very chilly out there. I'd feel more confident with this being a tad bit further east at this time, because there tends to be an eastward bias with stuff like this. And oh goodness, getting into some teens across Wisconsin there, the UP of Michigan, and your higher elevations of your Appalachians looks quite cold. After that, we could see a warm up, but this is not a forecast. We're a little too far out. As you can see, your temperature anomalies here as we go on through, we're going to see a pretty good warm up here, like I've been saying, into Tuesday and Wednesday, and then a few more instances after that. But after we get our second warm-up, really going into next weekend, we're going to see our polar plunge come right on down, and look at this. Wow, we are talking about temperatures across portions of the Appalachians and the Ohio Valley around 15 to 25 degrees below average. Yeah, it is going to be really chilly out there as we go on through. And then really across this whole area, look at how much larger this expands here. Actually, let's highlight anything in the greens and below here. We will be talking about temperatures that are 10 degrees below average or even greater than that. So it is definitely time to bust out the hoodie. If you haven't already, you probably should have. And you could see that cold air persists, and then maybe a warm up after that, but not a forecast. Our GFS model here, what is that showing? Well, we're going to go on through a time. You can see our warm up that is very well observed here, but then our big old polar plunge, it's not nearly as significant, but it is a lot further to the west. Instead of seeing it come down like this, course, we're seeing it come down like this. So definitely a lot further west with that, probably less accurate in nature. But still, we're talking about low temperatures in the 20s and even some teens here across our northern tier. And you could see that does continue, even spills into the northeast a little bit. And then after that, we could see a warm up, and it does look a little more certain at this point that this could happen. Here's our temperature anomalies here from our GFS model. Again, you have rounds of warm air, but then after that, yeah, it really comes crashing down. We're actually seeing temperatures around 20 degrees below average for Oklahoma, Arkansas, Missouri here, a lot further west, because you remember our European model had it over here, but our GFS model wants it a little further off to the west. So just a little trend we're going to have to watch out for here. A little discrepancy. You could see some temperatures approaching 30 degrees below average in your Smokies. That's quite impressive, isn't it? Could see some snow up there as well, but we'll get into that in a minute. And yet just across this whole area, that would for sure make things seem a lot more like winter out there, at least the first part of winter, if you know what I mean. But then after that, it seems like there's some consensus for a warm-up, so we'll go with it. Probably as we go really after the 12th of November, I should say. Now here's a look at your precipitation chart from your European model. Here you can see what all is going on. We have a bit of a storm system moving into the Pacific Northwest that'll be visible going on through into the 6th to the 8th of November. That'll move through, and then this will be a harbinger of all that cold air coming on down. Look at that. We got a bit of a polar lobe up here that is churning things down around like this in that general fashion. But you could see our 540 line, which is basically our freezing line in the mid-levels, is pushing really far south. And you could see, certainly talking about some snow up in your Great Lakes regions, and then some rain. Could we potentially see a wintry mix of sorts? Well, we're going to have to wait and see. That is extremely uncertain. But areas in Kentucky, we could definitely be talking about some flurry action as we go into the 9th and the 10th. Then East Tennessee, just your normal areas, your normal northwest flow setup areas at this time of year could see snow. Not the valley, likely. As we head through further up to the north, look at your Great Lakes, pumping your lake effect snow. It could be a bit treacherous out there, but also going to be very beautiful because, again, you haven't seen snow in a while, right? I mean, since last winter, really. You can see that continuing on through some moderate, maybe heavy bursts of snow right along your Great Lakes, and that heads on through into your Appalachians like West Virginia. Could get a solid dumping up there on some of your mountains, so very interesting to watch unfold. And then just some remaining moisture, maybe a bit of a clipper system after that. Winter is definitely coming, and this is a good sign of it. Your GFS model here, is it a little bit different? It sure is. It actually brings down a clipper system with your Arctic outbreak. Take a look at that right there. It kind of glides along like this. And the GFS wants a bit of moderate to heavy snowfall in central Illinois. That's not a forecast by any means, but we could definitely see snow in that area. You could see definitely a healthy clipper system dumping an inch or two of snow across a widespread area. Not a forecast by any means. And you could see moving into East Tennessee, likely way overdoing your snow for your valley locations. You're not going to see anything, let's be honest. And then that moves to your mid-Atlantic and fizzles out. A key difference is this model does not show as much lake effect snow, so there are some discrepancies we need to figure out. Then let's quickly blast through your European ensemble model here. You can see all the way to the end into the 17th. Winter is coming. You could see an ensemble mean of over an inch becoming visible here for South Dakota, North Dakota. We're seeing portions of Minnesota, Wisconsin here. Lake effect snow, look at that mean, upwards of 6 inches already for the UP of Michigan. Wow, we're only just getting started, right? So certainly something to watch. And then your higher elevated areas of your PNW and of your northeast as well could see quite a dumping of snow. That said, I hope you all enjoyed today's video. If you did, please be sure to smash that like button, subscribe to my little corner of the weather community, and share this video with friends, family, and social media if you wish. And leave a comment in the section below if you found this video entertaining or even a bit informative as well. You all have a wonderful night, everyone, and kind of be looking forward to this weather pattern coming up. You know, you may wind up seeing some snow here soon. I know some of you all are really looking forward to it.